we see Moses is alleged, maybe this is Moses receiving the Ten Commandments. My understanding is that he hewed the stones and took it, and Jesus, the same one that came and died on the cross, he's the one that gave the commandments. He wrote it with his finger, and there were 10. Four is dealing with relating to God, and the other 6 is relating to humans. Don't steal, don't commit adultery, honor your parents, and so forth. And many individuals thought that, you know what, this commandment was given to the Jews. But no. This commandment is what controls heaven. Is all the inhabited worlds. The Ten Commandments is the only law they have. No, all our laws, man, we have so many laws out here, but they still could be divided up mostly between these: don't kill, don't steal. Some places still have don't commit adultery, and don't envy, and don't all that kind of stuff. Our laws are based on the Ten Commandments. Isn't that wonderful? A God that saw that humans would need these laws, and so we are, instead of going to create them, we just take them and say, we incorporate these into our codes. But there's so many laws out there, and God just has 10. So that in human way, for example, if I plan to kill somebody, and I even tell the guy, say, man, I'm going to kill you, and you go and tell the police will say, do you have a witness? How many people heard this man say that to you? No, they can't prosecute you because he could be lying. He doesn't have no witness. And when they come and ask me, I say, man, I didn't know that guy, I never talked to him. I never told him anything like that. See what I'm saying? So that's the end of that. But God, the Holy Spirit and the angels would be telling me all the time, yeah, you want to kill that man, you're lying. You don't kill that man, don't kill him. You admit sleep is horrors, it's really, that's how God works. But, he's still humans. The law can't read the motives. It's just so now this guy is going to tell me, man, I'm going to kill you. I can complain to the cops and say, man, we can't do anything with that. But up comes the man and kill him. Bam. So, okay, now then execute him. What could they have done? Go and talk to the guy. See, man, I never told him that. What can they do? Can they prosecute them? Can they send him for therapy? Can they send him to somebody who's going to waste his time? Because these psychologists and sociologists and therapists and social workers are useless. They're powerless. They can't change nobody. So, we needed God. Now, the devil tried a trick in heaven. This law is what controls heaven. He said, angels, he tried a political thing, he tried to play political. He said he really wants Christ's position because he's so handsome, he has all this talent and all this ability. So he went around to the other worlds and to the angels. He said, people are saying that, Jesus doesn't do anything, and I'm working so hard, and they think that I should be having his position. What do you think? You say, that's interesting, I never thought about that. And he started to sow that thing around and around and around and around, until he got maybe half, more than a third of the angels, believed it and said, you know what? It's just a cute couple of people thinking that. We all should think like that. And so God said, you know what? You got to go. And he was thrown out of heaven, and he came with like maybe a half. Okay? And he discovered his plan and working in that he doesn't have a shot, or he's in a position to get that position. So he come back and he said, Lord, look, I made a mistake. Please forgive me. And he accepted them and the angels back in heaven. But he still kept that thing going. And although God knew that he had still been thinking that way, he still allowed him because he said that he wants to be forgiven and that he's changed his mind and that things are different. Because you see, although God read his mind, he has the other worlds who he had gone and talked to, and they were kind of like watching out to see what's happening. And had he destroyed him or didn't accept him back then, it would have shown that God is not merciful. He is unjust. And perhaps what the devil is saying is true. So he had to let the plan work and work and work until he crucified Christ, and then it became clear to all the worlds that it definitely what he was saying isn't true, and he is the real enemy, and he hated the commander-in-chief of heaven, Jesus, and all the whole 9 yards. And so he told the angels another thing. He said, you know what? You see the 10 Commandments? We don't need laws up here because we are holy beings, and all that we think of all day is holy things. There's no house to steal. There's no sex to go down. There's no murder here. There's no covetousness. There's none. Oh yeah, by the way, he was covetous. He wanted Christ's position, but I mean, it won't be like six to man to man to the angel. The angel in heaven, there's harmony. There's none of that. And everybody worships God. Everybody worships on the Sabbath day. They don't have no image and the whole 9 yards. So it was really an interesting proposition. We don't need laws because we're all holy and we don't only doing holy things. So when I go down the road and this lady tells me that, we don't need a law. The law was nailed to the cross. We don't need any law and all that. I say, oops. I wonder if it's the devil I'm speaking to here, because I don't want to have no conversation with the devil. I mean, if I know that a human being, like I had a relative in a state. When I go to see this relative is talking to me, and then suddenly the voice changes, and I'm saying like, I know the person was into some serious evil, So I'm saying like, is this the devil speaking here now? Because I can't win. I'm not going to get into an argument with the devil. If I'm trying to show this person something, and I might be able to, on a human level, with God's help, to really make an impression on this person. But if the devil is the one that's speaking, he's going to come with so much sophistry, so much arguments that trying to, convince the devil, you end up getting convinced, and it's going to be dangerous. Like some people start reading little book on voodoo, and then they want to read more and read more and read more, or reading Stephen King. This book was so nice, so horror, and so thrilling. They keep reading until they end up with mental problems and end up lost. You see something, you go down the road, you see some people, they're mature, but they're looking stupid. I mean, when you ask them, they're moving very immature. I know that there's a Stephen King book or some voodoo book they're reading, and it's making them into like imbeciles. So, I just had to stop the argument with this person, because I know that it's the devil and I'm not going to win. So, he was able to convince the angels that they don't need the law. And so when people come back telling the same thing, you got to ask yourself, whether it's that person speaking or the devil is speaking through them. And if you had that schism in your mind, and God had not put on your heart and still pressing that, yeah, I want you to speak to this person, you need to walk on, because you can only end up with problems. I know there's a preacher in the Midwest. He was a special exorcist. He was specializing in casting out demons. Now, I mean, we know in the scriptures where people cast out demons, but it wasn't the people who cast out the demons. It was Christ who cast out the demons, or angels who cast out these demons. And so people today, they say, I'm going to cast out these demons. And really and truly, they're not, because in Trinidad, there was a guy who said he's going to cast out demons. Man, these demons jumped on him and started beating him up so bad, he ended up in the hospital with broken bones and so forth. So he was a real guy who wasn't working with the devils. They didn't know him. Say, we don't know you. Beat him up, But if they had known him, they would have come with a plan like, you know what, we can show some respect for him. We're going to let the people around think that he's a man of God. So when he casts us out, we're going to appear as if we leave it, right? We're going to make a big rustle and leave. Some of these preachers that do this cast, I think they're ventriloquists, and they create that kind of dialogue between supposedly themselves and Satan, but it's just they're speaking in both times. But there's a genuine time when it happens. And so the devil will say, man, listen, man, we need to go so this man can get some more credibility. But they don't really leave. They just change the MO. In other words, if this fellow was like smoking heroin, they might, let him stop that. But now he's shoplifting, or he's planning, boy, I'm going to rob the bank, and I'm going to take my Uzi or my Tech 9, and I'm going to go to the bank, and in cops shop, I'm going to shoot them out and walk away, and everything will be good. He end up dead, right? So that's what the devil wants to kill him, okay? Or he's robbing the bank, and the devil say, you know what, shucks, we got to go, man. So he stopped robbing the bank now, and he's smoking like crack. It's just one evil for the next is exchange. And then there's the genuine in which the person is saying that I cannot cast the demons. I have to rely on Christ and the angels to cast out this demon. So they're going to just use me as the human to do whatever needs to be done invisibly and let these demons go. Right? So the Ten Commandments is special. It's has always been in existence. There were two books. One definitely was nailed to the cross, and that is the book that had the laws and so forth. But the Ten Commandments is the one that is going to be, it is, and will continue to be the cornerstone of the heavenly society. So the people who are going to be with God in heaven will find that it's fun and it's right And it's, if you hate and you're killing people, you end up hurting yourself. Right? If you were to kill a whole bunch of people and you were able to elude capture and so forth, man, you go through so much of torment, you end up so messed up. But if you love and you treat people right and everything, you'll be so happy and so healthy. Man, try it sometimes and you'll see what I'm talking about.